9:47 p.m. The stop hits on NQ, minus $1,240. The position closes. The number turns red and stops moving. And here's what nobody warned you about. The dangerous part hasn't started yet. Everyone thinks accounts die in the losing trade. They don't. The losing trade was priced in. That was just the market doing what markets do. Accounts die in what happens next. In the 4 minutes after the loss, when your hands are still on the keyboard, the chart is still open, and something in your chest has started doing math. These 4 minutes have a name. Every casino knows it. Every poker player fears it. Almost no trading course ever mentions it. This is the chasing window. It takes more money from retail traders than every bad strategy combined. And in the next few minutes, you're going to watch it happen, second by second, and leave with the 3 rules that close it. Second 10, nothing. A strange, flat silence. You feel almost calm. You might even say, "That's fine," out loud, to nobody. Second 40, the justifications arrive, in order, like they were queued up. The stop was too tight. The wick hunted you. The move you predicted is still coming. You were right about everything except the timing. And if you were right, then re-entering isn't revenge, it's conviction. That's the trap in its purest form. Revenge trading never feels like revenge. It feels like being right, urgently. Minute 2, the size box is already highlighted. You're not aware of deciding anything. Your heart rate is up 10 beats, your jaw is set, and the number you type is bigger than the last one. Not because your edge got stronger, but because your loss got personal. Minute 3, you found a setup. Of course you have. Stare at any chart with enough need and it will hand you a reason. It's not analysis anymore, it's a search for permission. Minute 4, click, you're back in, bigger, angrier, with half the patience. And the market, which does not know you exist, begins doing what markets do. Now let's be honest about what this actually is, because discipline problem doesn't cover it. A loss doesn't just cost you money, it opens a ledger. Somewhere in your head, there's now an entry that says the market took something, and the books don't balance. And an unbalanced ledger produces the single most expensive sentence in trading. The market owes me. It doesn't. There is no account under your name. Nothing is owed and nothing is remembered. But your nervous system doesn't believe that, because for 100,000 years, a loss meant something was taken by someone, and getting it back was survival. So you don't chase because you're greedy. You chase because your brain files an open loss under unfinished, and unfinished things scream louder than finished ones. A closed winning trade goes quiet almost instantly. A closed losing trade stays loud for hours. The chart is still open. The level is still there. The loop begs to be closed. Not tomorrow, not after a walk, now. And there's a chemical accomplice. A loss doesn't lower your appetite for risk, it spikes it. The same reward system that goes quiet when you win big goes hungry when you lose. The urge to re-enter is strongest in the exact minutes your judgment is worst. The casino industry discovered this decades before neuroscience explained it. It's why the free drinks arrive after the bad hand. It's why there are no clocks on the floor. The entire building is engineered around one fact. A person who just lost is the most valuable customer in the room for about 4 minutes. Your platform doesn't serve drinks. It doesn't need to. One-click re-entry does the same job. There's a trade that ends this story for almost everyone who trades long enough. Yours has a date, even if you've never said it out loud. 6 weeks of green. Careful, boring, rule-following green. The best run of your life. Then one ordinary Tuesday. A clean setup, a clean stop, a clean loss. Nothing wrong. The system working exactly as designed. Except this time, the ledger opened. And you drifted. Nothing this expensive is ever decided. Into getting it back before dinner. Double size because the math is faster that way. Stopped again. Double again because now it's not about the money, it's about the principle. Stopped again. 11 minutes, 3 clicks, 6 weeks of discipline, gone. Not to a bad strategy, not to a black swan, to a feeling. And the worst part isn't the number. It's the moment after, staring at the damage, when you realize the first loss, the real one, the honest one, was small. You could have carried it home in one hand. You didn't lose the money in the trade. You lost it in the 4 minutes. So what do the 5% actually do differently? Because here's what they don't do. They don't feel less. The loss stings them the same way. The urge arrives on the same schedule, carried by the same chemistry. Anyone who says they feel nothing after a stop out is lying or numb, and both blow up eventually. What they've built is distance, not emotional distance, physical distance, procedural distance. the kind that doesn't depend on how strong you feel that day. Rule 1 is embarrassingly literal. When a stop hits, you stand up. Chair back, body up, one lap of the room. The urge to chase lives in a body that's leaning toward a screen with its hand on a mouse. Change the body's position and you interrupt the posture the trap needs. It feels ridiculous. So does a fire drill, until the day it isn't. Rule 2 is the timer. 4 minutes minimum on an actual clock before any new order. Set while you're calm, obeyed while you're not. You're not trying to feel better in 4 minutes. You're refusing to transact while the chemistry is still in charge. The window closes on its own if you don't feed it. Rule 3 is the re-entry tax. Any trade within 30 minutes of a loss must pass one written test. Would I take this setup if I were flat today and green this week? Written, not thought. The hand is slower than the rationalization. If the honest answer is no, you just caught yourself chasing. And catching it is the entire skill. None of this makes you a machine. That was never the goal. The 95% try to feel nothing and fail. The 5% expect to feel everything and have already made the feeling irrelevant to what their hands do next. Because here's the truth that settles it. You will take losing trades forever. Thousands of them. If losing trades destroyed traders, there would be no traders. What destroys traders is the second loss, the one that didn't have to happen, placed by a person who wasn't trading the market anymore, but trading their own reflection in it. If this window is where your accounts go to die, the video on why 90% lose names this engine and its 3 brothers. It's on this channel. And tell me in the comments one number only. How many minutes did your most expensive 4 minutes actually take? Subscribe if you're building the version of trading that survives its own losses. The stop hits, the position closes, the number turns red and stops moving. And now you know, nothing dangerous has happened yet. Stand up, start the clock. The next 4 minutes are the trade.